Imagine setting up this like highly calibrated digital tripwire, right? And it only triggers when something completely crazy like a $0 rent apartment hits the market.
Right, so no spam, no random news updates, just a silent alarm.
Exactly. Just an alert for a massive, highly specific market anomaly. So today's deep dive is about exactly that. We're unpacking this cryptic, really fascinating strategy note from a source known as beta count.
Specifically, a document titled JJ14 Alerts.
Yeah. And our mission for you today is to break down how these customized digital tools can, actually keep you ahead of the curve instead of just burying you in data.
Because, I mean, the underlying logic in this beta count note, it completely flips how most people handle market monitoring.
Oh, totally. We usually cast the widest net possible.
Right. But this source argues for hyper-niche tracking. That $0 rent apartments example, it isn't a joke. It represents the extreme edge of what you can isolate if you build your tripwire correctly using Google Alerts.
Okay, well, let's unpack this tripwire concept for a second. Because if I set up an alert for something as insanely specific as $0 rent, my immediate thought is that the tripwire is just going to be tripped constantly by false positives.
Oh, like bots or algorithm summaries.
Yeah, exactly. Or random articles just combining those keywords out of context. The tripwire just becomes this annoying siren that you end up ignoring.
Well, that is the mechanical flaw most people hit. And it's exactly why the note emphasizes a very specific feature to use alongside the keywords.
Wait, you mean the ability to set your own frequency?
Yes. It's not just about telling the system what to look for, it's manipulating the frequency to act as a secondary filter.
Oh, I see. So by batching the alerts.
Right, say setting them to aggregate weekly rather than pinging you every single time it happens. You strip out the erratic, low-quality noise.
Ah, so you're forcing the algorithm to only deliver the data when a genuine pattern actually holds weight.
Precise.
So the frequency setting is basically the actual calibration dial for the tripwire. It keeps you alert to the market without, making you completely numb to the noise.
Right. But calibrating that tripwire only solves half the equation. Because an alert is completely useless if the opportunity expires before you actually open your email.
So catching the anomaly is literally just step one.
Exactly. You have to measure the velocity of what you just caught. That's the critical second half of this strategy, which relies on googletrends.io.
Okay, so how does that tie into the timing?
Well, beta count points out that in real-time communications, you are dealing with a brutally short 24 to 48-hour window of relevance.
Okay, wait, I have to push back on that timeline a bit because it seems incredibly tight. The note ties the shrinking clock to social behaviors, right?
Using fashion as an example.
Right, saying that these trends are here one day and gone the next. But wait, 24 to 48 hours? If a major fashion trend hits, surely its cultural lifespan is like months, not a single day. Are we really saying a trend is culturally irrelevant in 2 days?
Well, you have to separate the lifespan of a physical product from the lifespan of an actionable opportunity.
Oh, interesting. What do you mean?
So, yes, a consumer might wear a certain style of shoe for 6 months, but the mechanism behind that 24 to 48-hour window is algorithmic saturation.
Oh, wow. So when a new trend hits, it just blows up everywhere instantly.
Exactly. Algorithmic feeds blast it to peak visibility almost instantly across millions of dashboards. Within 48 hours, the market is completely saturated with that information.
Ah, so by hour 48, literally everyone already knows about it. The the advantage of being early is entirely gone.
Precisely. That is why trend decay happens so incredibly fast now. It's not that the trend stopped existing.
It's that the window to capitalize on it has closed.
Right. The time to invest in it or pivot your strategy around it is over. So when you take that hyper-specific alert and plug it into googletrends.io, you aren't just checking to see if a topic is popular.
You're reading its velocity to figure out if you're in hour 12 or hour 47 of that window.
Exactly. If the graph is already peaking on trends, you're essentially looking at an expired opportunity.
So what does this actually mean for how you operate? I mean, it means combining these two tools. You use alerts to build your highly calibrated tripwire for the what.
And trends as your velocity radar for the when.
Yeah. That combination is what actually equips you to spot and act on fleeting market shifts.
It forces you to stop reacting to the noise and start timing the anomalies.
Which leaves you with this to think about. If the window of relevance for a genuine trend is truly just 24 to 48 hours, how many major shifts have already passed you by simply because you looked in the exact right place but a day too late?